Hi, my name is Christian Garcia, and I will be talking to you about three of my favorite TV shows and which one I would recommend for you to watch and be your favorite as well. The TV shows are The Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and How I Met Your Mother. And I will be breaking them down in six categories: humor, storyline, character development, fan base, show length, and ratings. Alright, let's get started with The Office. So, The Office does have a lot of awkward humor because it puts the characters in real life situations and directs them in a more awkward situation that no one would want to be in. It does have its goofiness, it does have its low key adult humor, but the awkwardness makes the show stand out. The storyline is a very consistent one, but it focuses more on a few characters like Michael, Dwight, Jim, and Pam. They're the first ones you see in the show, and I'm guessing that's where they decided to develop the show around. But the entire cast does have character development. You can tell right away that the rest of the office is very quiet and dull and pretty much boring. The only ones with personalities are, Dwight, Pam, Jim, and Michael Scott. But as the show goes on, you can see the rest of the cast develop their own personalities. They'll either be goofy, hyper, or serious, but in a funny way. The Office is top 10 in many websites. It has 9 seasons, rated 4 out of 5 in Common Sense Media, 8.8 on IMDb, and 89% on Rotten Tomatoes. These are all critic review websites. Alright, so Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has a goofy but direct humor. What I mean by that is that sometimes it makes a joke, but it takes a second for it to sink in, but once it sinks in, it makes you laugh. The storyline is semi-consistent because every episode has its own theme, but does not always follow a story. But when they do decide to make the story, they pick one episode and then they take the story from there, the show from there. So when it comes to character development, only half the cast meets the criteria. The characters that meet the criteria are Jake, Captain Holt, Amy, Rosa, and you can tell who they are right away. They're the ones from the right to the left. You can see who the goofy one is because he's literally holding a bag of potato chips. So they're the ones that have their own goals from the beginning of the show. The rest of the cast either already has their life set, so they're married, or you just don't see their personalities and lives change throughout the show. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine is top 50 in many websites. It has 6 seasons and it has a 7th one in the works. It is rated 4 out of 5 in Common Sense Media, 8.4 on IMDb, and 87% on Rotten Tomatoes. Very good show. Just little flaws, but there's another season on the way, so hopefully, maybe they'll fix those few flaws that are missing in that new season. It's not over yet. You never know. Okay, so now How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother has more adult humor because a lot of the jokes are low key, inappropriate, and adult based. It does have its goofiness, it does have its awkwardness, but most of it is adult low key jokes. So I wouldn't watch it with your kids or your family unless they're very cool with that. It has a prolonged story because the theme of the show is about a character named Ted telling his kids about how he met their mother. It makes you believe that almost every single episode is how he met the mother of his kids, but ends up being someone irrelevant. Someone else is just in Ted's life. Makes you believe that she was important and she was a path to finding the actual mother, but it was just somebody irrelevant. It just made a good story. The show does have very little character development because no matter how much you watch the show, it seems like the characters don't change. The only one that stands out is Barney Stinson because he is introduced as a womanizer and he only seeks to get with women and, woo them, and he's just a womanizer. You can tell who he is right away from the picture because he's literally doing this. But as the show goes on, you can see them fall in love, care for his friends, show sadness, just those little things you just don't see at the very beginning of the show. So, How I Met Your Mother is top 30 in many websites. It has 9 seasons and is rated 4 out of 5 on Common Sense Media, 8.3 on IMDb, and 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. It has very little flaws. Like I said, the prolonged story is still a very good show, very funny. So, when it comes to those things, you can overlook the repetitiveness of the story. But if I was to tell you which one is The Office, The Office is just my favorite of all time. Lots of humor, lots of awkwardness, lots of low key jokes. It is one of those shows where I can watch it many times and never get bored of it because every episode is unique, has its own story. Very good. Very good show. I hope you consider these three shows, but put more thought into The Office. Anyways, thank you for listening.